Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and it's that time of the month. Yasmine Chosen, a new Mythic, is in the drop pool for the week. She's the only Mythic in the drop pool for the week. She's in standard keys, Glory, Gem, Guild, and VIP keys. The only two that she is not in are gold keys, which were saved for September 15th for the new kingdom, and event keys, which are saved for next Monday, which will be bringing in a new unique legend. So what exactly does she do? She's basically a mix between, I'd say, a Rowanne and a Webspinner, kind of in a way. We go and bring up yes and click show all. Should be able to see her real quick. There she is. She is a green, brown, purple, 21 mana cost, and she deals split damage, randomly split amongst all enemies, and that is boosted based on entangled enemies. She does entangle based on her final trait, so she can get a 40 boost ratio, so 40 additional split damage, so technically about 10 additional damage per enemy hit, unless they're down a few, in which case it'll of course concentrate on whatever ones they happen to have left. And it creates 10 green gems, is probably the biggest thing that's really useful about her. This is higher than most of the average kind of gem spawns. Of course, she does have a much higher mana cost, but simply putting a green seer or something of such would work out pretty well with her. As far as traits, they're all pretty much magic related, which doesn't really benefit her too much. She has Nature Spirit, so a little bit extra starting damage. Arcane, so every single time an ally casts, including herself, she'll deal 1 additional damage, and that'll keep building up over time. That won't really be too big a deal. And of course, the main aspect of her is Entangle a random enemy when matching green gems, which is going to be quite easy for her to do, simply because she even creates her own green gems, let alone you'll likely be using options that also create additional green gems. So she's going to be an extremely hard scroll counter, assuming that the entire enemy team, or most of the enemy team, can be entangled. Generally, if you were to use her though, you would want to make sure that all 4 of them were able to be entangled. Luckily, there aren't too many things that have immune to entangle, not like some other immunities like poison and stuff, so it's a little bit easier, and it might be a little bit more versatile than the instances in which you can use a web spinner. So, especially with all the changes that they made to traits recently. So, let's go and see how lucky we can get. And start off with the gold keys, our excess of, gold keys. Start off with our, gem keys early in the morning, and see if we can get her. Ideally, we'd get her before ever going into the VIP chest. I actually do kind of want to open a few VIP chests, even if we happen to get her off with gem keys, because I still need Autumn Imp. I still need 2 more copies. It is running for the rest of this month, and it's the only one of the seasonal imps I actually do not have all the way up, so hopefully we'll get lucky enough to get a copy or 2, ideally 2, of that thing, because I believe this is the last time I'll really be opening up a lot of keys before the end of the month. Another Tesla. I believe we already got you to Mythic. Yeah, we did. We did that ages ago. So, we unfortunately didn't get it, so we'll move on to VIP chests and hope we don't get unlucky. So, Great Stone and first 50 VIPs. I'll take it. Did we happen to get any more Autumn Imps? No, we did not. Okay. Maybe Autumn Imp can be craftable. Let's go with that and hope that's a thing. But yeah, we did not get any Autumn Imps. I'm still too short. I'm gonna not really worry about that. Yasmine's Chosen, we don't really need more than 1. I guess if you did have 2, you technically could use it, but Webspinner will be a perfectly fine alternative to slot into the team if you don't have a second Yasmine. So I highly doubt I'll really be bothering to get a second one. We'll go with our luck, keep it there, and go on and go trade her up. So let's go bring her back up, go see what traits she uses, go level her, all that kind of good stuff, and see what her baseline is as far as everything. Looks like she has a little bit higher of an HP, which is kind of nice. Always better to have more HP than it is to have armor, unless your troop is actually boosting based on it. First 2 traits are pretty redundant. I really wouldn't bother trading her at all unless you can fully trade her. It appears she takes 21 Arcane Venoms as well as 21 Arcane Forest, so the green purple and the green brown. So that's a decent amount. I forget if either of those 2 events are coming up anytime soon. I think one of them might actually be next week, if I'm not mistaken. Completely forget off the top of my head, but there we go. There's all of her traits. Let's see what her stats are. And let's see, deal 40, or this is what she is absolutely maxed out, because we do have every kingdom as far as they can go, so yours might be a little bit smaller. But 47 damage, randomly split amongst all enemies, boosted by entangled enemies, and then create 10 green. So essentially that's about 90-ish damage then, because it'll go up to 87 if the entire enemy team is entangled. And of course she's going to be naturally just gaining a few magic off of this. She's also going to be gaining a very small amount of extra magic over time from the arcane, including her own cast. So even her first cast, not assuming you have 0 greens on the board, and she's somehow the first thing that you cast, that would then be 89 damage, assuming you got them all entangled. So not bad. It can really easily start to entangle them because, of course, it does it based on whenever it matches green. And since it creates green, it's pretty much just asking for the entire enemy team to be entangled. As far as my thoughts on her, she seems okay. I feel like as of this current moment in time, she's going to be relatively average, mainly because a lot of troops, other than maybe a Scion, but a lot of troops don't really go skull focused, particularly with the AI changes now that's like console. The AI doesn't always just keep spamming skulls. So Entangle, combined with the fact that skull spam isn't really used and the AI takes less skulls, isn't really as needed as it has been in the past. But still, pretty decent troop, pretty decent loopage. A little bit high of a mana cost, but for a Mythic that's relatively low. For a Mythic, basically anything below 21 or below, I'd say is pretty decent, because most Mythics run with like 23, 24, and that can really start to be bad given how prevalent mana drain is currently within the meta. Anyways, we will be covering her in teams a little bit later. I wish you all the best of luck in trying to find her. She is a kind of Mythic, though, that I would say if you wanted to skip, this would be one of them kind of to skip, because you can do almost the exact same... you can almost do the exact same thing she can do simply with a web spinner, so you don't necessarily need a Yasmine's Chosen. Of course, she's a little bit more unique in that she has the entangle aspect instead of the poison aspect, but it's very situational, and there are definitely budget-related troops out there like Webspinner Rowanne that could do very similar things without actually doing the exact same thing. So that's her. Best of luck with getting her, and we'll cover the teams. Have a wonderful day.